million hailstorm hits an area, your focus should be on running your business, not on insurance claims. We have helped streamline the insurance process for hundreds of roofing contractors across the U.S., and we can do it for yours too. Visit us online at c3adjusters.com and learn how we can help you save time and get claims paid faster.
Good afternoon, Hail Stalkers. Lead meteorologist Sean Choquette here for our daily 12 p.m. hail update. We are a little bit early only because Derek and Frank are going to be off chasing this event today, and they need the camera that I'm using here, so we got to get this out of the way before things get going. Thanks to C3 Group and Merlin Law Group, as always, for sponsoring our videos. Their pages are in the description below if you're watching us here on Facebook. So it looks like we had quite a bit of activity going on earlier already. We have Chicago, May 3rd is the final Highway to Hail event from Company Cam. So make sure you go check that out. And our website and our app are live. And if you need any guidance, assistance with training, etc., you can give us a call and we can set that up. The number will show up at the end of the video here that you can call. So forecast for today. So Amarillo, first one's up, I say 2%. It already hailed there. We had up to golf ball size hail. It's a 2-star map right now, unless, we see some more convincing evidence of more damaging hail. We might bump it to a 3-star, but right now, 2-star map, but a 2% chance of an additional storm later on. But let's go to the meat of the forecast here. We have 5% chance here in Abilene, 10% for Dallas, Oklahoma City, and Tulsa. I have pulled Kansas City entirely out of the risk. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of rain, and I don't think it's the frontal boundary that is causing all these storms is going to move north any. So Kansas City, unfortunately, you're not seeing anything today. St. Louis even has a chance for hail. We have a secondary area of storms that we're going to be watching here, up to golf ball, maybe 2-inch hail for anything in the orange section here, extending from maybe about Branson all the way up to almost Indianapolis. So we're going to be watching that very carefully as storms are going to be forming this afternoon after about 1 o'clock or so. And it also looks like we have the main story here. Big time hail is likely going to happen with any discrete supercells that form this afternoon. Things are going to get going pretty quick here, probably in the next couple of hours. We will do live coverage of anything that does happen. Derek will likely be chasing somewhere in the purple here, so we'll go live with that. And I'll also go live, probably not on the green screen, but I'll go live somehow. I think we have another camera hiding around somewhere to continue to do live coverage in the event that, say, storms come to Oklahoma City. This is a fairly complicated setup. There's a lot of boundaries in place. There is a boundary layer right across a moor into Midwest City, for example, in the Oklahoma City area. So here in Edmond, where we are located, it is cool and rainy, but Norman, it is very warm and sticky. I think, so 10% for the metro as a whole, but probably more like a 25-30% chance for Norman. It's a much higher chance with that boundary layer right there. Basically, as long as it is along that boundary is where you might see any big time storms, and along with that risk for hail up to baseball size anywhere here in the purple, there could be some tornadoes as well. So that's obviously something you need to be aware of with these big time storms that are possible. Dallas, 10% chance. The models have been trending more storms trying to show up in your area after about 5 o'clock or so this afternoon into this evening. And then Tulsa, you're in that warm sector. It's nice, and I think the sun has even been peeking out. So we got to be careful of any isolated storm, any isolated activity. If there's any lines of storms, that's obviously going to keep the hail size lower, and that's why our percentages are a little lower today, because we're still a little unsure on storm mode, and we're probably going to be unsure of that until it's happening. So we're going to be watching this extremely carefully here, guys. So again, a lot going on. We'll be here doing coverage, and Derek, again, will be out chasing with Frank today. So they'll be going live in the event they get into any big time hail, see tornadoes, or etc. So here we go. See there's a lot of activity here on the future radar, so we'll let that roll through, and we're going to talk about this pretty much frame by frame here. So it looks like you see storms, a lot of stuff forms. There's Oklahoma City, a lot of activity this afternoon and the evening, again, starting around 2 or 3 o'clock, and then continuing through the evening, and that's same for further up I-44 in the Tulsa area. Again, a lot of storms. Any of these could be tornadic, and any of these could have big time hail. Again, if they stay isolated. Each of these runs has been kind of different just because we've had quite a bit of uncertainty. And then of course down here in Dallas, there's a lot of activity showing up here as well. We can't rule that one out. Again, Dallas could see any of these storms, if they could really get going here along the I-35 corridor, could have up to baseball size hail, so be very careful. Again, this one shows the HRRR has been trending more towards showing stuff in Dallas this afternoon and evening, so we'll be watching this very, very carefully and doing any kind of things. I don't know who John is, but I want to blame him too. Yeah, that's me right here. And then we move a little further to the north and to the east. We're in the St. Louis area along the Mississippi River Valley. We see quite a bit of storm activity. There's St. Louis, a bunch of activity over in that general area. This is along a warm front, so these storms could also be tornadic, but again, I think the hail size is going to be a little lower here, up to golf ball size, but you have to be very careful. Anything that happens that is isolated in nature will have big hail. So we'll be watching everything, mapping everything, of course, as it happens. And if any cities do get impacted with large hail, we, of course, will go live, whether, I mean, it might be a more garbage quality camera. We're using our backup camera for this, but we'll also be live with storm chasing as well. So it looks like we have quite a bit of activity possible for today. Tomorrow, activity doesn't stop. There's a lot more uncertainty with tomorrow. Obviously, today has to kind of play out, and once today plays out, we'll have a more clear idea of where this risk is going to probably kind of narrow down a little bit too. There's a potential that Oklahoma could not be in the risk tomorrow just because there is that chance that there could be some activity overnight tonight into tomorrow morning that could blow through and really shunt all the moisture further south. Dallas, you could have a decent chance tomorrow. And then anywhere up north here, all across this warm front, I think this is where you're going to see more discrete activity, more isolated storms. And any isolated storms could see bigger hail. I mean, right now I only have yellow, and that is just because there's a lot of uncertainty. But we could have, anywhere in here could have up to golf ball size hail. And then I have highlighted in orange anywhere up to tennis ball size hail. And again, we'll have a full update tomorrow once today shakes out, so we have a much better idea of what's going to potentially happen. I don't even have a model run on here just because it's been all over the place and I have a hard time believing exactly what is showing on there, so I don't want to show that up for you guys to confuse you or anything. So that's all I really have, because we did have that storm Amarillo. I was a little busy mapping that for you guys, so you can check it out on hailtrace.com. Again, 2-star map. But follow us here on Facebook, Hit See First. We'll be posting quite a bit if we see anything exciting chasing, and if any big storms happen, we'll go live. So make sure you follow Hit See First. That goes up to the very top of your news feed. So that is what we're looking at for the rest of today. Give us a call at 855-334-4245 right there on the screen. If you have any other comments, questions, or concerns, you need help with the website, or you have any other things you'd like to find out about Hailtrace, email us or visit our website at hailtrace.com, and follow us on Instagram at Hailtrace. I'm sure it'll be pretty busy today with the storm chasing that'll be ongoing. I know this video is a little short. I'm not going to be answering too many questions. I kind of have to rush out of this so I can get this camera into our storm chasing vehicle and get everything ready so they can take off so that we don't miss any storms. So I'll see you guys again, hopefully later. Do those hail dances. Maybe we'll see me doing more live coverage later, or maybe even Derek intercepting a hailstorm in a bigger city or something. If not, we'll see you again tomorrow at 12 p.m. like we do every single day. Have a great day, everybody. Hopefully we'll be back later.